I can hear you now. Yay, Debbie.
Yes, all right.
Can you actually hear us? Or are you saying
can
that
actually hear us. Okay. We're figuring this out together. This is awesome.
Okay, so let's start again.
Should we start again, I guess?
I'm Nora.
I'm Daniela. We are cancer
Yay!
All right, Harold just give us a thumbs up too.
I'm gonna blame Facebook's technology for that glitch.
Screw you, Facebook.
Yay!
Oh
with their
gosh,
sound.
now their
Perfect.
sound.
Now
Oh,
you get to
thank
hear
guys.
us yammer on. So
Yammer
to
on.
recap the past 10 minutes or so.
Talking to ourselves.
Yes, we are co-founders of Cancer Grad. You can find out more at www.cancergrad.org.
Yes.
You can sign up for the newsletter there, and you can get all sorts of awesome videos and blog posts. One of our audience members is Debbie Huff, who is, if you go to our blog, she's one of the profiles featured for ovarian cancer, which is September's Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Deborah.
Hi, Deb.
And also, we actually have High Roll, who is live in our studio audience.
Now, High Roll. We are here in New York City. We are here for the OMG Cancer Summit. It's my stupid cancer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have stupid cancer. We're here and we're very excited. That's tomorrow.
Yes.
Stupid Cancer and OMG Summit.
So. Now, and also the reason that High Roll, our studio audience, is here is because he actually is giving away
these awesome bracelets.
So we are doing a donation. We're doing a live giveaway today on today's feed. So we will be giving away one for each person who would we'll do our giveaway later. But it's
uterine cancer.
Uterine cancer.
Yep.
Janine, we hear you, girl.
I feel you.
So we are doing a live giveaway. These are his newest products. We got a keychain that with the survivor cord and the new bracelet. They are amazing.
They're
These
pretty
are really cool.
And I believe it's 60% of proceeds go towards the American Cancer Society.
And the other 40% go to making
just the making the materials. So, he's a good dude.
He's amazing. And he brought us cupcakes.
Yes, he brought us cupcakes.
You can see that on our Instagram live.
Yes. Very good dude. So, High Roll, again, Mysterious Wicked Fighters. Check him out. You can find him on...
And we'll put all the links below when we finish. We'll put them in the description. But that is MWFC Walk at Instagram and on Facebook.
Yep.
So you're going to want to do
that. So go check him out.
He's like our sponsor for today.
Pretty cool.
I feel like he's our sponsor for today.
He's a good dude. He brought us cupcakes.
He brought us cupcakes.
That's
we love him
sweet.
forever. We love him forever.
So just to recap, so now that we have sound, I'm Nora. I am an ovarian cancer grad. I finished chemo last August. You can see the wonderful chemo crawl that I'm dealing with. And then Aniela, over here.
Breast cancer graduate. I finished chemo in April of last year and then finished my reconstruction at the end of June.
Yes.
And today we wanted to talk about cancer grad versus cancer survivor and how we kind of came up with cancer grad and then why, what's the difference between those two metaphors?
Or terminology.
And if they're against each other, like, I'm a cancer survivor.
It's a battle. I'm a grad. No. Your peanut butter's in my chocolate.
Or are those just make a Hershey's or Reese's?
Maybe.
Makes So, okay.
Makes it delicious.
We were both going through chemo at the same time. I was a little bit ahead, and we had a conversation one of the times about, what I didn't like the term cancer survivor. I viscerally, when somebody called it to me the first time, I was like, ugh, I'm not a survivor.
I had this pretty much the same response. I think the first time I was called a survivor, I believe, was by my oncologist, and I think I grimaced, and I realized I was grimacing, and then I started to explore why am I grimacing at that. I just did not feel connected to the term. And this is not to say that no one should feel connected to the term. If you feel connected to the term survivor, by all means, rock the warrior.
You do you.
Yes, just like you do your own way of getting through. You figure out however you need to cope with an incredibly, incredibly difficult life experience. Sometimes it's a death experience, unfortunately, as we all know. But Anil and I had started talking about why we had both mentioned that the term survivor didn't resonate with either of us. And as we started to explore why that was the case, we talked about the rhetoric surrounding cancer as either a battle or a war. And both of us found that that terminology didn't resonate with us.
Not with how we wanted to live our lives.
No.
I didn't want to be at war with my own body.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fight myself because cancer is faceless.
Mm-hmm.
And so really that the villain is within you.
Mm-hmm.
And how shitty is that to
Mm-hmm.
hate yourself and want to fight yourself? And I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't want to. I don't want to fight myself.
Speaking of, there was
Hard enough.
it's pretty interesting. Along the first, right after I had surgery, I had a complete hysterectomy. I had a removal of two tumors, very large. One the size of a grapefruit, and the other the size of a volleyball, if you can believe that. Two of them in me. I had major surgery, and then I had to go into aggressive chemo, and it was terrible. When I spoke to my husband about this, I felt like my body had betrayed me. And my husband had, hello. My husband had kind of rephrased the term for me. He flipped the script. He had told me instead of looking like my body had betrayed me, to look at it as it just needed a little help. It needed a little help, and I had a team of doctors, fortunately, and a plan to get my body back on track. And I would rather think of it that way so that I could be at peace with my body rather than think that I was going to battle with my own body. So anyway, the graduate term fit better for how we wanted to approach the rhetoric surrounding our cancer diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
And Aniela had thought more about it over following months of this initial conversation and came up with a brilliant way of approaching a cancer diagnosis. And you can expand on that if you'd like.
So cancer grad for me, because my mom passed away from ovarian cancer 3 years ago now, and I really disliked that idea that she lost her battle with cancer, and we had discussed
Lost her battle.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that she somehow didn't fight hard enough, and also that that she lost her titles. Like the fact that, like, my mother had breast cancer, my mother had ovarian cancer. I mean, she had that for 7 years. And we were saying, like, that it just didn't honor her. So instead, like, we came up with the term, she's studying abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And we went into this idea of how cancer, when you meet another cancer person, it's like meeting somebody who went to your same college. There's this level of understanding, instantaneous. Like, I don't know what you majored in, but, like, we know that college
Yes.
campus. It's like, oh, I majored in titties.
Oh, I majored in ovaries.
Holy crap! Were you throwing up from having
The
too many
chemo cocktails, the
Too
chemo
many
cocktails.
And then we compare courses. You know, like, I had a surgery course. Did you have surgery?
I had a
course?
surgery course as well. Did you have a chemo course?
I had a chemo course.
That course was hard.
That was a hard course.
Yeah.
I did not have radiation.
Me neither. I didn't take that course.
I didn't take that course.
Mm-hmm.
But there's these like, we realized that this metaphor for college actually fits so well
Mm-hmm.
on top of a cancer experience.
I mean, even down to financial aid.
Yes. And how expensive college is, and
Yes.
how college can put you in debt. You know, I'm
Mhm.
being honest about that. Like, yeah, it can put you in debt. Also, you know, understanding that there's the teachers and who are your professors, where you're,
Mhm. Your teacher's aides or your nurses. The
Yeah, your
Student Life
doctors.
Center is the chemo ward.
Yeah.
The children who are diagnosed with cancer can be part of a gifted program.
yeah, they're early
They're early.
admission. So
Right.
we went through all of the aspects of this, and as well, we realized a big part of, for cancer grad versus the, you know, survivor mode, is that after you finish college, after you finish cancer, you are now I was more depressed after
Yes.
I finished cancer than I was during.
Yep. And I had the same experience. And for those who have not been through a cancer diagnosis, I will say a few things. I get quite a few messages and emails from people because I was pretty public on social media fairly public about my cancer diagnosis. And I was, because I didn't feel that it was something to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But I get a lot of requests on how to support someone who has been diagnosed. And the thing is, when someone's going through a diagnosis and they're going through chemo, there's tons of support. It's overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed by how many people reached out and continue to reach out. I'm very grateful for the amount of support I have. I will say, in my experience post-chemo, when my hair started growing back and I was out of crisis mode to just get through the process of chemo, it became more difficult because it really shook the grounds of how I identified with myself. So I would always say to keep checking in on the person that you think is okay who has been through a diagnosis.
After.
Yes. it's difficult then. That's when it really gets difficult emotionally, when you walk away from the plane that went down and is burning, and you were just basically trying to get off that plane, and then when you turn around and you look back at the plane that's burning to the ground that you managed to escape, that's when you start to kind of, at least that I started to really have a lot of more of like an emotional crisis.
Same here, and that's where, just like college, you finish the structure of college. You went to class every day, you took chemo multiple times a week, you had doctor's appointments, and all of a sudden it just stops. Mm-hmm. You're done. Great, and it's like, oh my god, and everyone else thinks it's this joyous moment, and I thought it was like going to be this finish line, and yay, and
I'm done with cancer. You're not done with cancer.
I spent the next week curled up in bed crying. The week after I finished everything, because who am I now? Just like college, all of your friends, all of your structure disappears instantly, and now you got to figure out who you are and what you're doing with your life, and you want to have meaning to it, and it's overwhelming. And so like that's why Cancer Grad, to me, it fits, because it has that same like, what am I gonna do?
Graduated, now I gotta find
a job,
what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
One of the things too, I firmly believe, and one of my life scopes is that we are all put on this earth to learn from each other.
Yes.
Everyone's an expert in something, and we're here to learn, and we're also here to teach, and we're here to love each other. Those are the prime points of how I try to approach my life. And just like college, when you learn about something, you study something so intensively, when you graduate, you hope that you teach other people about it. And I know I can teach other people about my experience with ovarian cancer, and not even just the physical scope of it, but the emotional scope as well, or even the financial scope. You learn a lot going through a diagnosis. You do, or at least you should be open to learning it, we believe. So part of the thing for Cancer Grad is we want to connect people. We want to learn from each other. We want to share each other's stories so that other people can learn.
Especially the tricks, the stuff that the doctors don't tell you. Oh, we're getting thumbs up and love.
Also for anyone who we call auditors, the caregivers, the primary caregivers. Hindsight is 20/20. So since we can look back and learn from our experience, the things that we know now that maybe would have helped us more, we can hopefully extend that to other people going through incredibly stressful.
And I have been an auditor. I audited all my mom's cancer classes, and then I got cancer and became a student. And so I know how hard it is to be an auditor, and those are the people who are forgotten. And then there's the cheerleaders, where they're supporting on the sidelines. But we want to support that entire community and do it with a bit of humor.
Yes.
Looking through the cancer information is it's dreadful, and it's dry, and when you're going into that war mentality, like, for me, like, okay, because I have had this debate with people, cancer survivor versus cancer grad, and it's like, well, it's a battle when you're going through it, and I understand that. I understand that feeling 100% of it being a battle. But for me, like, I didn't want, like, I'm a pacifist, so I kind of don't.
I try to be.
Yeah,
I'm from Philadelphia, where everyone fights each other.
Punch in the faces.
But really, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
But my reasons against the war metaphor was. Not against it, but just towards Cancer Grad, because that war metaphor, it's, wars don't work. War on terror, war on drugs. War on poverty. Those things aren't fixed. It's the multi-headed hydra. You cut its head off, and it grows back in its place. So if that does not seem to work, why are we using that as a metaphor towards cancer? How can we, instead of learn from this experience? Also, I feel that I wanted to mention this, the victim mentality that can come with being with a war. The victimhood is so easy to fall into.
Very easy to get wrapped up in.
And it is, being a victim is seductive, and it is dark, and it is easy. And I remember going through chemo and feeling that victim seduction coming, where it's because and I knew that it was me trading in my inner fire for comfort, because I could, if I wanted to never do anything again ever, I could, because I could always just say, well, I had cancer, right? I was a victim, I had cancer.
And we can hold on to that. We can have that identify us.
And I every day, like there are multiple times when I get up in the morning, even still, I'm like, I could just lay here and be like, well, I had cancer, and it's that seduction of victimhood that we have to kind of get through, and which is part of the reason why I like the empowerment of an education, because there is no victimhood in an education. You are learning because you're choosing to learn. I'm choosing to learn from this experience.
I was going to say that being diagnosed with cancer, I mean, the anxiety, at least that I still deal with anxiety over it. You know, the aftermath. It's like the PTS part of, you know, of course I fear, will I have a recurrence? Will I
have to go back to college?
Will I have to go back to college? Will I have to get a
master's or PhD in this?
Another,
shit.
you know, another course of study. Will I have another form of cancer again, since this is real to me? It's a real thing. It's a lot more real than it was prior to being diagnosed. There's definitely the fear and the anxiety, but I choose not to be guided by fear and anxiety. As easy as that is to be guided by that, I'm not saying to not be afraid, but it's to recognize the fear and recognize the anxiety, and then still choose to see what you can learn about yourself, or learn about life, or learn about teaching, or learn about love, or learn about what you want for yourself in your life, what you're
not willing to put up with in your life.
Yep, or what you want, your intentions. What are your intentions? So I did read a quote. It was in regards to peace, and I think a lot of times I wanted to be at peace with my body and with my diagnosis.
Yeah.
But
let's
peace,
end with this quote, and then we'll do our giveaway.
well, the peace does not equal passivity. Peace is actually the pursuit of reconciliation, and that sets us free. And I really wanted to reconcile with my own body and my diagnosis. So I choose to go the peaceful route, and I choose to go the route of looking at it as an education, that I can learn about myself, I can learn about cancer, I can learn about my body, I can learn about my relationship to other people, and I can connect via that, rather than have it not only be about a war. I'm not saying that that's a bad or a wrong way to look at it. It's just
We're giving an option.
You can be both a warrior and a graduate. One is not exclusive from the other.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Woo! Thank you for joining. Just real quick, I want to give a shout out to Deb. I really love that you love the study abroad terminology.
Yes.
No one drops out of cancer university. No one. And Janine says she relates to being schooled by cancer. I love that.
Yes.
We would love to hear what you learn. And you can reach out to us on all of our social media, and please let us know what you learned so you can spread that to other people who might need to hear that.
We're sharing these terms and what you've learned. You can go to our Instagram and our Facebook, as you're already on here, and you can sign up you can enroll into our email newsletter. We'll put all the links in the description later today, so that you guys can, go through. But now is our giveaway! Did you guys sat through this awesomeness? So we are going to be doing another giveaway later in the week with our Instagram. So if you don't win today, you can always go on Instagram and try to win later. Our Instagram giveaway is going to be our actual personalized cancer grad survivor bracelet. But for today, we're giving away the newest design from Mysterious Wicked Fighters.
Yes.
And that is MWFC Walk Instagram, and as well their Facebook, and we're gonna put all the links.
And check out High Roll is a wonderful. He's not a woman, as
so we probably should go into that. So I am sexist. Come to find out. I on my video was saying that we were gonna be doing this, was like, so this wonderful woman made these bracelets, and then Hyrule was like, I'm a man. Hyrule, come on in here.
Yes,
come on
over here so you can.
You know what? Yes, Hyrule is incredible.
Hello.
This is Hyrule. He's a native New Yorker. He is the bomb.
He is amazing. Scoot your face in.
His mother.
There we go.
You can say your mother had a breast cancer scare. And
Yes, she had a scare. We thought 6 years back, we thought she had breast cancer. Luckily, she didn't. But after everything, I still stayed involved, and I've been doing the walk for 6 years now. And I started making the survival bracelets as they're showing. And like she said, all the proceeds, 60% of the proceeds go to my cancer society. 40 is just
to make
them, to buy the materials we need to purchase.
And he does walks, and he's involved with all of the fundraising stuff, and he is the bomb. He is quite a cheerleader for us cancer grads
Oh.
and cancer students. And deserves mad props. So go check out High Roll on all the social media. Again, you can tell them what's your handle.
Oh yes, our handle is MWFC Walk, Instagram and Facebook. As they will have a giveaway, we'll have another one as well around the same time. Teaming up to do a bunch of future stuff together as well. Again, just follow us, MWFC Walk, on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll have a few more events coming up as well.
Yeah, so I heard a siren background, skittish
Yeah,
like a cat.
High Roll, you're the bomb.
Yes,
You are the
so
bomb.
now stay in here while we're
okay.
doing the giveaway. All right, so right now for the giveaway, we're going to be giving two. So we're going to be giving the keychain away, the brand new design of the heart keychain,
Awesome.
and the Survivor cord bracelet. This is the newest design. All right, so how should we do this, guys? Drum roll. Should I just scroll through and we'll just pick two people? All right,
Yeah.
so we're scrolling through. I'm just literally spinning this, and we're just gonna click on one. We've got 7 people watching this. Also, if you're watching, type in right now. Type in "I want one" so that you're in the loop. So it's start
These make
typing.
great gifts as well.
Yes,
Yes.
start typing in. I want one. These are amazing. I love these. So that we can as well, because we're gonna pick somebody who's commented. All right, I'm giving it in 5. I'm giving you guys time to write. 3. All right, I'm giving you guys to write. 2. Giving you guys time to write. 1. And all right, we got Janine. And we got Deborah. You guys have commented the most. So it's you guys. So
Awesome.
Janine and Deborah, go and send us a private message, and we will ship these out to you guys next week. So you don't know which one you're getting. So someone's going to get a keychain, and someone's going to get a bracelet. You don't know which. But
we're feeling the love right now.
yes. So Janine already claimed the bracelet.
Deb, you're getting the keychains.
Deb getting the keychain.
And again, if Debbie is one of the profiles for Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month on our blog at cancergrad.org, go check out her profile. She's got a few tips and tricks that she shared with us, and you can read about her experience. It's pretty awesome. Share it with everyone.
Yeah,
that you know
all right.
and love.
And we got to go because
Yes.
we are actually going right now live onto Can Plan.
Yes.
So go on to Can Plan. We're going to be reviewing their Can Planner. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.